Okay, I'm just going to start this broadcast because this is the second time I've tried to do this class, and I just really want to do it. It's February 23rd, 2016, and the reason I wanted to do this class is because the Premium Starter Kit is on sale this month. And I figured there were some of my friends out there that still might not know about the essential oils that I've been a super big fan of for the past year and a half. And so I'm just going to have a little class and tell about them. First of all, my name is Sarah Doggett, and I am a distributor with Young Living Essential Oils. Like I said, it's been about a year and a half. June of 2014, I got involved. And ever since then, I've used the oils every day for this, that, or the other thing. And they're continually making my life better, smell better, feel better, and making me live better. So I wanted to share that with everyone who might be interested. So Young Living is an essential oil company, and there are a lot of essential oil companies out there, but none that have been around for as long as Young Living. And Young Living is great because it has something called the seed to seal guarantee. And that means from the time that the seeds go in the ground, which the ground means that it has been ascertained to be free of chemicals, free of pesticides, sometimes in a place where they're wildcrafting, they're making sure that people are not spraying those kind of poisons nearby, and also making sure that they're not being over harvested. In the case where they're planting fields, they're making sure that those fields have not been used for conventionally grown agriculture in the recent past. And basically they go beyond, well, above and beyond what our regular organic standards are. And then from that seed time all the way up to the time when the seal goes on the bottle, Young Living is in charge of the process. So they have their own farms where they grow their own plants. They have their own distilleries where they distill the essential oils. They have their own, they bottle their own products, and they seal them and they ship them out. So they're in charge of the whole process. Excuse me. I just realized the lighting is a little bit funky. I wonder if I can pause for a minute. Hang on just a sec. Whoa. Okay, that's a little bit different. Anyway, I wonder who is here. If you're here, you can type into the group chat. My family is in the process of moving, and there are a lot of places in my house that aren't particularly great for having a class right now. So I decided to just do it in my bedroom. And so here I am. Now, some people are familiar with essential oils and some people aren't. I myself have been using essential oils since the early 90s, and but I've only, like I said, been using these great therapeutic grade essential oils from Young Living for about a year and a half. And there is a big difference, and it's because that whole process is overseen, and because Young Living actually chooses the essential oils for their therapeutic value. And I have really seen a difference in the quality of these particular oils. There are 3 ways to use essential oils. we can use them aromatically, which means we just smell them. Sometimes that means taking a drop. Here's my lavender. Taking a drop, putting it on your hand, rubbing it around to activate the frequency of the oil, and then just smelling. It smells so good. Just smelling it. Dropping a few drops on your pillow before you go to sleep at night. It can also mean using a diffuser. And one of the things that comes in the premium starter kit is, I don't know if you can see this, but this is called the bamboo diffuser. Let me plug it for a minute so you can actually see it. And I have it going right next to me. I realize the lighting is a little bit weird, but this is the first time I've done this. So, and this particular diffuser is supposed to cover a large area, and I have vaulted ceilings in my house, so I decided to get this one, which is actually $10 more than the standard diffuser, which is the Dew Drop diffuser. They both work relatively similarly. They both have lots of, not lots, but several features that you can use and change a little bit. This one has a 4-hour option and a 1-hour option. And I've heard that the new bamboo diffuser, you can also turn off the light. There's a little bit of ambient light that goes on with this. It's pretty quiet. And it actually puts the molecules into the air in a fine little mist of water. So you fill it up with water and put a few drops of essential oils in. And I have frankincense and lavender in it right now for some respiratory support in my house. There's been a need for that lately. So, okay. And let me just check something. It's going to go away. I don't know if anybody else is here, but we'll just see. That doesn't matter. Okay. I'm just going to keep going. So lavender. Lavender is a great oil to start with. It's what I sometimes call the gateway oil because a lot of people have heard of it. And it's the oil that gets a lot of people started in with essential oils. And it was the first essential oil that I ever used. And I used to use it in college just for relaxing during stressful times. I would put it in my bath. I would just wear it as a perfume because it smells so great. And it's really a great oil because it has so many uses. And mostly today, I'm going to talk about how the essential oils support our bodies. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on the internet. I'm a mom. My kids think I can cure almost anything they have, but I don't cure. I don't try to diagnose anything, and hopefully you won't hear any of that in my speech tonight because that's not really what I'm here to do. But the essential oils do support every system of the body, and in particular, lavender is supportive of the nervous system. It's also supportive of skin and hair, and several of the other systems, endocrine system as well. And it smells fabulous. And a lot of people are familiar with the smell of lavender. Some people don't like it. And lavender can also be used in the case of if there's an oil that you don't particularly love the smell of, you can add a drop or two of lavender, and that will actually help that. That is if you like lavender. Just on a daily basis, I use lavender for supporting my skin. I diffuse it in the diffuser quite a little bit before bed and during the first hour of sleep. I usually leave my diffuser on for about an hour. And it's also good for supporting the immune system seasonally. So it's a good one to remember for that. And okay, I'm just going to talk about the premium starter kit a little bit because if you haven't ever heard of any of this stuff, you're not even going to know what that is. Young Living has made a package deal of 10 oils that are good for everyday use. And then there's also a bonus oil in there and a diffuser and some samples and a few other little goodies. And they made this great package deal because these are the things that are really helpful to get one started And the oils that they put in there are really good for everyday uses. They're even called the everyday oils. And in that collection of oils, there are 5 singles. That means single oils made out of a single plant, such as lavender. And then there are also 5 blends that are made out of several different essential oils, and actually 6 blends because the bonus oil is also a blend. So I'm going to start with the singles and talk about those, and then I'll move on to the blends. The second one that I always like to talk about is peppermint. Peppermint, most people are familiar with peppermint. The peppermint essential oil that Young Living makes is very strong and potent, just like all of the essential oils. They're strong and powerful resources that we can use to support our health. And just as an example, 1 drop of peppermint has the same potency as about 28 bags of peppermint tea. I forget if it's 28, 27, 28, something like that. A lot. You would never sit down and drink 28 cups of peppermint tea at a time, but you could use this peppermint to have the similar effects. So peppermint is good for the digestive system. It is also good for the nervous system. It's good for the respiratory system. It's good for the immune system. And I'm probably forgetting some things, but I use it for all of those things. And a lot of times I just use peppermint for a little bit of energy. I have my glass water bottle. It's important to use glass or stainless steel and not plastic with essential oils. And I fill it up and put a little drop, if I can get just one drop of peppermint essential oil, and it helps me to have energy for my whole day. The reason I'm huffing and puffing right now is because I'm excited, but I don't have much space right now because about half my belly is filled up with a baby, and it helps my digestive system, and just as like dealing with extra stress of being pregnant, and also the energy that I get from just putting peppermint in my water is great. So there's peppermint. Yay! And I'm just mentioning a few uses tonight because I want this class to be under an hour, but there's a lot of reference books out there and reference materials out there that can tell you a lot more uses. Okay, lemon. Lemon is a favorite of many, many people. When you smell lemon essential oil, it will take you back to a place of happy, happy, happy. I call it happiness or sunshine in a bottle, and that's basically what it is. Lemon oil is made from the zest of the lemon, just like all of the citrus oils. It is also very potent. It's good for skin and hair. It's good for the digestive system. It's good for the nervous system. It's good for our immune system. It's great for a lot of different things. I also use this sometimes in my water. And to diffuse in the house when I'm needing a little bit of energy, I do that with peppermint too, or peppermint and lemon combined. In the morning, it's nice if people are kind of sluggish and sleepy. So it's also great for that. And one thing about the citrus oils is that they're photosensitive. So you would not want to put them on your skin and then go out in direct sunlight, because it would make that part of your skin where you put the oil on it tan faster than the other parts of your skin, or it might even burn. So if you were going to do that, you would want to do it at least 24 to 48 hours ahead of time. Okay. The next oil is copaiba. Now this is one that people haven't often heard of. I had heard of the resin copal, which is used during some Native American ceremony and other ceremonies. It's beautiful, woodsy smelling resin. It comes from a tree in Ecuador. This is also another one that is good for the nervous system, the musculoskeletal system, and the digestive system, because it has that combination of being good for both nervous and musculoskeletal. If we have before or after physical exertion, or perhaps if we're having some soreness, it's great for that, because soreness can sometimes come with some stress and stuff that goes with it too. So this is a great one to use for that. And it is in the blend Stress Away, so that will tell you something about it. Okay. Frankincense is an oil that most of us have heard of because of it being mentioned in the Bible. It is obviously, one of the gifts that was brought to the Christ child. And I realize that makes a funny shadow on my face when I hold it up, so I'm not going to do that. Frankincense is supportive to every system of the body. It's kind of like magic in a bottle, yoga in a bottle, meditation in a bottle. It is a beautiful scent. Usually when people smell the oil right out of the bottle, they just have an immediate kind of a sensation. And it has been mentioned in sacred texts throughout ancient times, because it's such a wonderful oil for so many things, and does seem to have that spiritually uplifting quality as well. Frankincense is really good for the skin, and is in Young Living makes many personal care products, including a whole line of facial care, and frankincense is in all of those. Boswellia is part of the Latin name, and if you ever see anything that says boswellic acid or boswellia, that refers to frankincense. At one time, it was considered to be more precious than precious metals, such as gold. So when they were bringing it to the Christ child, it was a very, very valuable thing, and it's valuable today. And it is also something that would have been good for his mother during the time after she had a baby too. So because it's good for all of those things that I mentioned. Okay, that ends the singles. I realize I'm zipping through these really fast. You're welcome to send me questions. Like I said, I'm not here to diagnose anything, but I just kind of want to go through them so you get an idea of what we have. Okay, the first blend that I'm going to start with is Thieves. Now, Thieves is a blend that I had heard about before I had ever heard about Young Living. I would see different moms recommending Thieves for immune system support kind of things on the different forums I was on, and I didn't know what it was. Thieves has kind of a fun story that goes along with it, and you can look that up and find it. I'm not going to go into it right now, but basically it's a blend of oils, and I can never remember exactly which oils they are because those things slip through my brain pretty easily. The older labels of Young Living had a little part that you could peel back, and that's what I'm doing right now. The new labels have them just written on there. And I am out of Thieves right now because our family was needing a lot of immune support in this last month. So it has clove, lemon, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And because of the clove and the cinnamon, this is a spicy hot oil. It's something you have to be a little bit careful getting on your skin. A good place to put the oil. Oh, gosh. Let me just go back a little bit. I said that you could use the oils aromatically. You can definitely use them aromatically. You can also use them topically. These oils are of such a pure nature that you can use them on your skin. You can always dilute them in a little bit of edible oil. I always like to use something edible and organic on my skin because basically anything we put on our skin is eating it. This is just a little bit of olive oil that I always have with my essential oils. Coconut oil works well too, especially if you don't want it to be sloshing around. More of a solid oil. You can use grapeseed or some of the other oils, like apricot kernel is a good one. But this is just a little bit of olive oil. And so if you put it on topically, you can dilute it a little bit in that. You don't have to. And one of the really great places to put oils topically is on our feet and on our hands. Many of you may have seen a map of the feet and hands that show where the different parts of the feet correlate to different parts of the body. And lots of healing traditions have those maps. And so you can put an oil specifically on that part of the body that you're wanting to support, or you can just rub the oil all over your feet. And in particular, for something like thieves that is a little bit spicier, the skin on your feet is nice and thick and it doesn't usually get irritated. If your skin would happen to get irritated by an essential oil, using a carrier oil, Young Living makes one called V6, which has several different oils, or like the olive oil or the coconut oil to dilute it after application is also recommended. Water doesn't dilute the oil, it just spreads it out. So don't use water, even if you get it in your eye. Oil, you would use oil to get that out of your eye or out of your nose or something like that. You would dab a little bit. I had a kid that did that, held the bottle too close to his nose, and then he needed some oil to dilute it a little bit. Okay, so back to thieves. Thieves has a wonderfully spicy aroma. It smells really good when you diffuse it. It can also be, like I said, put on topically. And some of these oils that I've mentioned using in my water bottle would be a part of the new Vitality line as well. So I'm not going to go into that right now, but those uses are usually the more internal uses, the ones for the Vitality line. These can also be used in cleaning products, and in fact, Young Living makes a whole line of cleaning products. They make this really nice household cleaner, and it is very concentrated. You only need like 1 part per 30 when you're doing regular household cleaning. I use it to clean my toilets. I use it to clean my mirrors. I use it to clean my kitchen. I use it to clean the floors. I use it to clean everything. And it has the same qualities as the thieves oil, which is it's going to take care of the bad guys and help us to keep our homes clean and healthy and safe. And using these oils, however we're using them, is not adding to the toxic load on our body. Whether we're diffusing them to make our air smell really nice, it doesn't do the same thing as a petrochemical candle or a petrochemical fragrance that's just made in a lab. It actually has beneficial qualities when it goes into the air. And I think that's something that's really important for us all to consider, especially as we're exposed to more and more toxins, is to make our homes, our havens, and places where they aren't, where we're really reducing our toxic load, especially because we spend a lot of time in our, well, some of us spend a lot of time in our houses, but particularly our bedrooms and our children's bedrooms are great places to try to reduce that toxic load. And one of the ways to do that is to use these essential oils or the essential oil products to clean our homes and to make the air smell nice and to just use to support our health. Okay. Thieves, thieves, thieves. I think I've said enough about thieves. Thieves is great. RC is another blend. It's recently been added to the premium starter kit. Guess not that recently, but pretty recently. It wasn't in it when I first got mine. It has 4 different kinds of eucalyptus. It's very supportive of the respiratory system. It smells great. It just has an uplifting scent. It's also supportive of the nervous system as well. Good to use during like right before bed to diffuse. You can also put some in your bath. A lot of these oils are good in the bath. You have to kind of think about it, use some common sense. The ones that are real spicy are not going to be as great in the bath. And when we use essential oils in the bath, the way that I do it is I always mix them with just a little bit of a carrier oil, and then some Epsom salt so that they'll really disperse throughout the bath. If we just drop them on top of the bath, you can do that, and that's the way I always did before I knew a little bit more about essential oils. But then it just kind of floats on top of the water. If you mix them into Epsom salts with just a little carrier oil, they will actually disperse throughout the bath and make it even more beneficial. And that's a great way to use these oils because the Epsom salt is wonderful. It's going to draw toxins out of your body as well. And then your body is going to be even more supported by using the essential oils. Okay, let's see, Digize. As you may have guessed, this one has a lot to do with the digestive system. It has a lot of the well-known digestive support plants in it, including peppermint, ginger, fennel, anise. Those are all ones that I was familiar with that support, but it also has tarragon, juniper, lemongrass, and patchouli. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that last one. Some people have an aversion to a particular oil, like patchouli. I happen to like patchouli. I know a lot of people that don't. And what I would say is, before you cross a blend or even a single off of your list, smell these oils because they do smell different than other oils. And the blends tend to have a synergistic quality, which means that all of the oils blended together are greater than the whole or are different than the whole. They make it's like a magical, wonderful combination that when it's all together might smell like something completely different. And that one has so many different oils in it that you can't pick out one particular oil. Now, that one is good for the digestive system, and one way it can be used is topically, again, like rubbing it directly on like your stomach or where your digestive system is, rub it on your feet. And some of these oils can also be taken internally. So you could do that by dropping a couple drops on a piece of bread, 1 or 2 drops in a glass of milk, could be cow milk, could be alternative milk. And you could also get some, I don't have any with me, but I usually do, veggie caps, and just put a few drops inside the capsule and take it internally. And that works for ones that might not taste as good as some of the other ones. Okay. A good example of that synergistic thing is purification. Purification is one of my favorite oils, and I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do. It has citronella, rosemary, lemongrass, tea tree, lavender, and myrtle in it. And because of the first few ingredients, I was kind of expecting it to smell a little bit like bug spray. And it is useful in the same situations where we would use citronella candles or lemongrass. But the combination of these oils doesn't smell like that to me. It smells amazing. It smells a little bit like lilacs, which I haven't ever seen lilac essential oil, unfortunately. The flowers are a little bit harder to make, flowers in general are a little bit harder to make essential oils out of. But this is one of my favorites, and purification is like what it sounds. It's good for purifying the air. So if I cook something that's not particularly great to keep smelling afterwards, like fish or broccoli, or if I burn toast or burn anything else, or just would like the air to smell a little bit better, I've used it like where our cat box was. I've used it in my front loading washer. I have used it in or if I've left the laundry sit for too long, I've used it in that kind of a situation in the washer. And also it can be good for gym bags, or I made my son a little spray bottle with just some purified water and several drops of that purification because in Oregon we kind of have two seasons. One is rain boots and one is flip-flops. And sometimes the socks don't always happen. And so the rain boots start to be stinky, and he requested that I make him a little spray of that. So that's another great way to use these oils, is that you can make your own clean green products that are very, very simple, that I just took a little 1 ounce bottle and put probably 10 drops of purification and some distilled or purified water in it. And it's just a little spray. You can use it as a room spray. Another little secret that I use with the purification is to take the roll of toilet paper and turn it on its side so that the paper is up here, and put a few drops on so that every time someone rolls the toilet paper, it smells like purification, and that's nice. It is also supportive of the respiratory system and the immune system, so it's just a great one to have around as well. Okay, Panaway. Panaway is a wonderful combination of peppermint, cloves, wintergreen, and helichrysum. Helichrysum is one of the most valuable oils that we have. It really supports the nervous system. Panaway supports the nervous and musculoskeletal system. It has a wonderful fresh scent. The wintergreen is part of what gives us that. It has a child lock cap on it because wintergreen is so enticing to children, basically, that they have to put that cap on there. And this is the one that my son held up to his nose because he likes it so much. It's good for occasional soreness, before or after physical exertion. It's good after sports, or after yoga, after whatever it is that you do physically. It has a cooling, kind of a heating, cooling thing, because the clove is spicy, and then the wintergreen and the peppermint are kind of hot. I mean, cooling, sorry. And it just feels really tingly and nice. This is one that it seems like it might be good to put in the bath, but you have to be a little bit careful with it because, again, it's a little bit spicy. So I would use it maybe after your bath. Okay, gotta stretch my legs out here. And the bonus oil, which is such a bonus, that comes with the starter kit, is called Stress Away. And I've done a couple little videos on Stress Away before, and Stress Away is absolutely my favorite. Well, I have a couple favorites, but when it comes in the starter kit, it comes with this cool little roller ball. And the roller ball is great because it makes for ease of application. You can just put it on the back of your neck, you can put it on your forehead, you can put it wherever you want. And it also makes the oil last a little bit longer. So in the premium starter kit, the oils that come in 5 milliliter bottles, and that has about 85 to 100 drops of oil in them. And that will last you for a good long while, because you only need 1 or 2 drops at a time usually. And but it is helpful to have the roller ball to make it go further. And then if you reorder, usually a lot of the oils are in these little bit bigger bottles that are well, they're 3 times as big because they're 15 milliliter, and they have more like 250 to 300 drops in them. So Stress Away has a really nice scent that a lot of people like. It again has that copaiba in it. That's supportive to the nervous system and the musculoskeletal system, the digestive system. It has lime. It has vanilla. It has cedarwood, which is another great oil with a huge amount of what's called sesquiterpenes. That's maybe something you could Google or look up. Really beneficial to all the systems. Ocotea and lavender. And I have been wearing this and had people say, "What is that wonderful smell?" at the grocery store. And I've put a little bit of it, shown them and put a little bit on them, and everybody seems to really, well, most people, I wouldn't say everybody because everybody's different, really like the smell of Stress Away. And obviously it's named Stress Away because it really does help when we're having stressful situations. And just a little note on that everybody thing. Every body is different. So every body is going to respond a little bit differently to the oils. And one person may have a great experience with peppermint, and another person, peppermint might feel a little bit too strong, and they might have to really dilute it quite a bit. Because these are natural substances, they're not like some of the other things that we use in our lives. Repeated application is really recommended. Using them frequently will help us with the things that we're trying to support. And just to pay attention when we're using them and treat them with respect, because they are really concentrated, potent tools for our health. It takes a massive amount of plant material to make these little bottles. I have a little statistic that I always forget, but like for instance, it takes 5,000 pounds of rose oil to make 1 pound of essential oil. And 1 pound of essential oil isn't very much. The Young Living has distilleries and farms all over the world on 5 continents, and they're taking care to, when they test the efficacy of the oils, they're not choosing them for how they smell, and they do smell amazing. They're choosing them for their therapeutic properties. So they're looking at a chromatograph, I think it's called, or a graph that shows which of the different chemical constituencies that are known to be therapeutic are the highest for a particular oil for that particular distillation, and they're choosing because of that. And because of that, these oils are actually even more potent than the ones that you would get, say, at the health food store. So we only need just a little bit. People have said, when I've told them about the greatness of Stress Away, oh, can I take a bath in it? Yeah, but even if you take a bath, you're only going to need 1 or 2 drops. Now, Young Living has a lot more oils than this. Young Living has some amazing, amazing blends that are specific to Young Living. They also have a lot more singles than I've said here. And then they also have some great supplements. So a lot of the similar supplements that you would see from other companies, but most of their supplements also have essential oils added, which increases the effectiveness of the supplements and helps to like make the supplements more easily assimilated to our bodies. Another thing that will come in the starter kit is a couple of samples of this stuff called Ningxia Red. It's kind of hard to see. This is made out of the Ningxia goji berry and several other awesome high antioxidant fruits, blueberry, plum, cherry, aronia, and pomegranate. And then it also has grapeseed extract, orange, yuzu, lemon, and tangerine oils in it. And it tastes really good. I use this for my 4 o'clock schlump when I'd rather have a nap. And sometimes these days, because I'm a pregnant mommy, I do have a nap. Or eat something sweet, or go crazy and like lose my mind because there's too much going on and I need to make dinner and I need to take kids places. This helps me to deal with that time. It comes in these little, you can order it in these little packets like this. You can also order it in bottles, and it is highly recommended as a daily supplement to our wellness regimens. And beyond that, there are so many other wonderful products that Young Living makes using these oils. I know this has been a really quick run through of what the oils are. I hope that if you watch this, because I'm noticing that there aren't any viewers on now, that you'll ask me questions. The starter kits right now are a really great deal. So they're normally $160 and $170, and the 170 would be with the bamboo. They're 10% off, so that's a great deal. I haven't seen them be on sale this much for a couple of years, and it's when they're normal price, that's like getting the oils at half price and the diffuser for free. So it's a great deal. It's a great way to get kind of introduced to the oils and what they can do. And if you order from me, I really like to help people and support people in this journey. So let me know if you're interested, and let me know if you have any more questions, and I'd love to answer them. And thanks for watching. Have a great night.